welcome back to my channel. What I want to talk about today is difficult. I'm hoping that everyone can take this with a grain of salt and no one's going to call the cops or anything. And I've been wanting to talk about this for a little while, but basically the idea behind this video is what every widow doesn't want to admit or say, something along those lines. There's two things. So the first one that I will mention is not so crazy, and that is the jealousy that we feel. So I got invited to 2 weddings, and they were actually very close to my anniversary. So the weekend after, 2 of Jake's cousins were getting married, and they're beautiful, and I love them both, but I could not go. I could not bring myself to go. I really wanted to go because I wanted to support them, but I could not go because I knew I would bring that celebration down, because it makes me sad, for one, and for 2, I'm just super jealous of couples. To see all of my friends that are celebrating these milestone anniversaries and realizing that I'm like back down to 0 is super frustrating. That I don't have, like, I can celebrate our anniversaries, but he's not here. And so, I don't know, it's just very frustrating. It's super hard to be around happy couples. It is hard to hear people announcing pregnancies. It's hard to hear people celebrating anniversaries and birthdays, and I don't want to be jealous, but I don't want to admit it, but I am super jealous, and I'm frustrated that I'm jealous, but it's just, that is one thing that we don't want to admit as a widow, but I would imagine all of us feel that way, that we are jealous. Angry a lot. I mentioned that before, but like, I'm a lot more angry than sad sometimes, and it's probably because I'm angry because I am sad, honestly, but I'm just angry so much. A lot of the time, just angry that my sweetheart was taken away, that our future was taken away, that I now have to decide what my future looks like, and I don't want to do that. Just angry a lot. So I guess there's 3 things. I lied. So jealousy, anger. So the last one that I want to talk about, please do not freak out. Please do not call the cops. And hopefully I will describe it in a way that it's understanding. You understand it. And don't get too concerned. But the third thing that widows may not want to, or even actually anyone that's experienced a severe loss of someone that's very close to them, there's the feeling of not wanting to go on. And when I say this, everyone jumps to the thought that I'm suicidal, which I want to clearly, like, I am not suicidal. Life is beautiful. It is precious to me. I am so grateful that I have so many wonderful people around me, and I love my family, and I would never do anything like that. 1, because I'm not suicidal, and 2, because I love my family, and I know like what kind of hurt. Obviously, I know what kind of hurt it is to lose someone very close to you. But what I mean by the feeling of not wanting to go on is that I would be okay. I am okay with the thought if I didn't wake up. I would never do anything intentional. And that's why it's so hard to describe this feeling, because I would never do anything intentional, but the thought of death does not scare me, and I kind of welcome it. So, like, I would be driving in my car after the funeral, and I would just have a thought, like, it would be okay if someone hit into me right now with their car and I died. Like, it would be totally fine. Not gonna do anything, not gonna swerve into random cars on the freeway, but just this feeling of, it's so hard to be without that person. And you really, and death isn't so scary anymore when you realize that, you know, like they're on the other side, you know, if that is your belief, which it is mine, that death is not so scary. And you kind of almost wish that you could go into a coma and wake up in 5 years when the hurt has softened a little bit. But it's just hard, you know, like I have a lot of those thoughts, and they're less now, but especially right afterwards, that I just, you know, like it would be fine if I didn't wake up, or if a natural disaster happened, and, you know, and that's a really hard thing to admit, and I don't want people to be super concerned, like I mentioned, but I know that since I don't know, I want to be very open on this channel about what I'm going through, because I know a lot of people are thinking the same thing, feeling the same thing, and I just want people to feel like they're not alone. And that a lot of people think that way, you know, like I've had discussions with other people that have had major loss, and I'm not the only one that has thought that. And again, it does not mean that we're suicidal, but I just want to be open and clear that that's a thought and it's normal. Although I will say that if you are having suicidal thoughts, please get help. It is very rough. It is super rough to be without your other half. With more time that passes, the harder I feel like it is on me to be without Jake, because I miss him so much. So I understand how someone can get in that place, though I am not there. And I don't know if it's I have wonderful people around me that support me, and I'm working really hard on strengthening my faith, and I think that's why I'm in the mindset that I am, that I have not sunk down to a deep enough depression to feel suicidal thoughts. And I'm grateful for that, but if you are, just please get help, because there are so many people around you that love you, and if you are feeling this loss for your spouse or for your child, whoever that person is that is close to you that you've lost and that you're aching for, I understand that ache, but realize that there are people that love you, and you'd be just passing on that ache. And it is super hard. Every day is super hard, wondering how you're going to make it through that day. If you want to get up, if you want to shower and brush your teeth, you know, and take care of yourself, it is super hard. It is super hard to want to do those things without that person here, because every day is painful without them. Hard things to admit as a widow, but putting it out there for the rest of you, and for those that are not in our shoes but love us, because I know that's a lot of people watches my channel, or people that just love me, and I so appreciate that, so don't be worried. But I think it's important to talk about what I'm feeling, as difficult as it is, and this has been a big one for me that I have not wanted to admit, are these couple of things. And I've done a little bit, you know, like eased into it a little bit, but there it is. There it is for everyone to see and to know, is 3 things that a widow does not want it to admit. Thank you everyone again for watching. I realize how much support I have, and I'm really grateful for it, and I love you all to pieces. Thank you for inspiring, encouraging, and supporting me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you. Bye.